first of all condemn all forms of violence, no matter where and no matter what time. Mr. Speaker, it's most unfortunate that this is the first time that I have heard, and it's my 4th time in Parliament, that after the numerous electoral violence that has occurred in this country, this is a special one. Mr. Speaker, I would have stayed out mentioning my sister's name, Hawa Koomson. But once her name is on the statement and it has been mentioned, I will do that. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Hawa Koomson knows it very well that apart from the atrocities that have ever occurred in her own constituency, where lives were lost, she knows it very well that if she went to that election, that very election, and came out without any problem, it would all have been coming from her attitude. And yet, I was shocked when I learned that she used pepper spray. Pepper spray. And I saw it being sprayed. I saw her actually spraying it. Mr. Speaker, on the video, I looked at it more than 5-6 times, and I saw her actually spraying. I was shocked because I observed and listened to people talking and saying that, oh, that's a woman, that is a lady, we shouldn't do that, we shouldn't do this, we are not respecting women. Yes, we are all trying as much as I can to make sure that women are respected everywhere. But you, as a woman, you must first of all respect yourself. You must make sure that you know and live as someone who is ready to support and protect life as a woman. Because if you say because you are a woman, you go spraying pepper, were you going to select the women there so that the pepper doesn't get into their eyes? What about the children? Were you going to select them? What about the officers that we are now talking about? Were you going to select them? Because any pepper spray that is gushed out will not go to select anybody. And yet this is what happened. Unfortunately, it comes from no other person but a woman. Unfortunately. Mr. Speaker, are we saying that this is the first time that we have had such a problem? This is not the first time. I was a victim at Etiwa by election. I was a victim. I ran like it's no one's business back to Accra. So it's not the first time. I never heard a word being uttered. Mr. Speaker, Techiman South, what did we not see? What lives have we not lost? Lives, we lost lives. We lost life. What investigations have been done? What investigations? Who has been brought to book? What have we done to make sure that at least Ghanaians know that once we are running a democracy, we do not want such atrocities? What have we done? Nothing. Were those people not human beings? Were they not Ghanaians? Were they not voters? Don't they have the right to life? And yet we haven't heard anything up to date. Mr. Speaker, Ayawaso West Wagon. We witnessed even our own colleague, Honorable Sam George of all people. He was beaten. He received the worst slap that anybody could have thought of. And up till date, we haven't heard anything about it. Those whose legs were broken, Today they have become vegetables of human beings. They are just there. They are just living and waiting for others to give them to feed. We haven't heard anything. No statement. Nobody has said anything. It looked like it was just some flies that fell somewhere. Mr. Speaker, we cannot forget about Ewutu Senya. We can't forget about what happened there. And the shooting was direct. Not that it was a go-come matter. All these are things that have happened in our presence, in our lives. If we want to condemn and if we want to be seen as doing the rightful thing and ensuring that our democracy thrives, we should make sure that it's not a selective thing. It shouldn't be selective. If we are being selective, it's not fair. Yes, I know, I agree that what happened yesterday and was wrong shouldn't be done today because two wrongs don't make a right. That is true. But it's not when you continue pinching my eye that you tell me that I shouldn't close it. Every day you do the same wrong to me, I keep quiet, and then you think that I should never say anything because you think that, no, you are right, or I shouldn't talk anything. That is not acceptable. It's unfortunate that it is a woman, and it's unfortunate that it has recurred, not from any other person, but someone who has ever done it somewhere. And so, let us be careful and conscious. And she is a former minister. Today, we are calling for the heads of women who are ministers or women who are chief executives. Was she not a minister? And let me reiterate that she is not someone whom I would wish that I stand and talk against. But when something is wrong, like you have said, it is wrong. And it is not acceptable. It is wrong and it is not acceptable. Yes, I am saying it. Please, let us know. I am saying this because it has happened. It has happened before and happened to me. And that is the same thing that is happening. If we don't tell her or if we don't let her know that it is a kind of worry, it could repeat itself, and we don't want it to be repeated. So, Mr. Speaker, to wind up, let me say that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. So let us be conscious of ourselves.
Yes, Honorable Kwame Anyimedu NP.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would want to thank the Minority Leader, Osahin Afenyo-Markin, for making this very important statement in the House. Mr. Speaker, the statement is very, very important because this unwarranted life continues in the country. Mr. Speaker, this has been happening to politicians. Now, political parties, the two main political parties are in this house, in this chamber. I am sad today because we should come together as a house and make sure that this is stopped in the country and it does not continue. Mr. Speaker, this must not be business as usual. I have witnessed and I have heard a number of atrocities being committed in the country. We have had by-elections at Talensi. We had by-elections at Tripoli. Mr. Speaker, and I was an eyewitness of the by-election that we held at Atiwa, the then Atiwa constituency, on 31st of August 2010. Yes, Ayawaso and other places. Mr. Speaker, I can speak to what I have witnessed. I was at Atiwa and I saw with my naked eyes that thugs were in a bus, and the main thing they were doing were to go around and beat people just to prevent others to come and vote. The person you were beating could be your brother. The person could be your sister, or it could be anybody. Mr. Speaker, we must come together as one people and fight this. When things had gone on in this house, we made a law. And we made a law that we have to dismantle vigilantes. After the passage of the law, it still continues. Mr. Speaker, I was in this house when he heard a statement like, violence begets violence. I wouldn't want to remind anybody of names, but I am saddened because we try to justify this unholy act in the name of elections. We try to justify because in the name of elections, people are dying and we don't care. In the name of elections, people are injured and we don't care. Mr. Speaker, I am glad that the minority leader requests that there must be a full-scale investigation into this. Mr. Speaker, with you, Mr. Speaker, I need your protection. With a greater of respect, I need your protection.
Honorable, you are 100% protected. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I pray thee, we must come together as a house. Now, I wouldn't want to react directly to what my sister has said, but in this full-scale investigation, we would know whether as a country, what do we have to keep on ourselves by way of protection. I would have thought that under normal circumstances, a lady having a pepper spray in her back would serve as a form of defense when the person is being attacked. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, if we do not fight this, it wouldn't end today. Everything else had been on hearsay. I wouldn't want to go on the circumstances that led to the usage or non-usage of the pepper spray. And that's why I pray, Mr. Speaker, and I support the maker of the statement that there must be a full-scale investigation into this act that happened in only 19 polling stations that we were conducting elections. We cannot say that because the people that had been beaten belonged or were on the side of one political party, and I belong to the other political party, I have to support the unwarranted behavior that had gone on. I pray we must come together as a house, and it is only in this house that we can stop what is going on. Otherwise, it may lead to a time that we cannot control the situation. Mr. Speaker, I pray thee, I support what the maker of the statement is requesting, that there must be, Mr. Speaker, if it's either a committee, a special committee, if you should get a special ad hoc committee to go into this, and then we look at how we can put brakes or eliminate this behavior from us as politicians. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that can save this country. We have passed the law. It didn't work. Let us come together. And I know that, Mr. Speaker, if we go on, at every by-elections, we have situations. If it is not against the new patriotic party, Mr. Speaker, it is against the NDC. If it is not in favor of the NDC, it is in favor of the MPP. But we cannot continue like this when others are suffering. Mr. Speaker, I pray thee, let us get into this and find solutions to this problem. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. I'll proceed to give the floor to Phyllis Kwachi Ofosu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the unfortunate altercation which occurred at the Ablikuma North by-election made for very difficult viewing. It is something that nobody can defend. But, Mr. Speaker, I recall that in the early 2000s, I first set foot in this house to look for then minority leader, Honorable Abambagwin, who now is the Speaker of this House. Mr. Speaker, he gave me a copy of Jeffrey Bing's seminal work, Reap the Whirlwind. Little did I know that that title was actually a famous biblical verse, which says that you have sowed the wind and you shall reap the whirlwind. Mr. Speaker, let me place it on record.
Go to Josiah.
Let me place it on record. I was a student at KNUST. Yes. I was a student at KNUST. I was a TAIN executive. But Mr. Speaker,
you are not supposed to answer anybody.
Well, it was just by the way.
Listen to each other in silence.
A critical test must be had on anything that members of the new patriotic party say in respect of this particular incident. And it is a test of sincerity. Mr. Speaker, if we carry out a cursory examination of the positions taken by our friends sitting on the other side on the many acts of impunity and raw terrorism which occurred between 2017 and 2024, very few or none of them would have been heard condemning those incidents. Mr. Speaker, no sooner had they come into power than they form groups with blood-curdling names, such as Invisible Forces, Delta Forces, and what have you. Mr. Speaker, we witnessed a situation where in 2019, during the Ayawaso West Wagon by-election, state-sponsored tax.
Yes, I recognize honorable minority.
Speaker, my colleague, I tried to listen to him carefully. Speaker, I'm relying on Order 93.5. I said 93.5. And then, Speaker, further relying on Order 123.2. Speaker, my colleague used expressions such as words. Terrorism. He used the word terrorism. And Speaker, 93.5 is not supposed to provoke debate. Speaker, he could proceed with his submission, but I implore you to impress upon him to withdraw the word terrorism. Because it is totally unparliamentary, and this House should not be entertaining such unparliamentary words. As Speaker, I invite you to let him withdraw that word used. It's totally unparliamentary and it's offensive to our rules.
Yes, Honourable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I think that as a general practice, I have avoided trying to intimidate first-timers anytime they are speaking. I try very hard, even when they make mistakes and we have to point it out, I find a way of doing that. And I don't want us to encourage a practice of intimidating first-timers. The rules are clear, not to provoke debate. The mention of a word, terrorism, how does that provoke debate? Mr. Speaker, the issue of terrorism in electoral campaigning engaged this House to a point where we had to enact a legislation. We enacted a legislation on the matter. So when he's given a historical account, and simply refers to the word terrorism, how does that provoke debate? It doesn't provoke debate. So I urge you, Mr. Speaker, let the contributions continue.
Honourable Member, please continue.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is no doubt that what the thugs associated with the MPP did in Ayawaso West Wagon and in places like the Kumasi courts, where they barged in and freed their colleagues standing trial, amounted to terrorism. Mr. Speaker, terrorism is simply the use of violence to achieve political ends. Mr. Speaker, what is most worrying is that anytime those thugs got into trouble, it was officials of the New Patriotic Party who went to their aid. Shut up. Mr. Speaker, at the time, nobody on their side read a statement here that we should condemn those actions. Mr. Speaker, whereas I sympathize with what Honorable Hawa Koomson went through, and there's no way I will condone that kind of conduct. She herself has been historically involved in acts that pass for violence during elections. Mr. Speaker, she admitted publicly to firing guns at polling stations during the 2020 limited registration exercise. Mr. Speaker, we know that there are members of the NDC who today have been maimed. Some have actually lost their lives out of violence that she is believed to have instigated. Mr. Speaker, when you do these things, you call violence upon yourself. So, Mr. Speaker, I agree in principle that firm action has to be taken to stamp out this specter of violence that has characterized almost every by-election in our country. But let not those who in the recent past were sponsoring these acts of terrorism against opponents suddenly pretend that they are against it. They are not, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in all the 8 years that they remained in power, what concrete action did they take in the many acts of violence that took place? Mr. Speaker, there is a Commission of Inquiries report which identifies individuals who are no members of their party and says they should be sanctioned for the wrongs that they did. Mr. Speaker, the Milshot Committee identified specific individuals for prosecution. No sooner had that report come out than their government issued a white paper insisting that those gentlemen engaged in those acts of terrorism because they were provoked. Mr. Speaker, a party that endorsed violence during elections cannot come today and call for investigations into acts of violence. It is those of us who condemned it in the past and are condemning it today who have the right to make such a call. So, Mr. Speaker, even in the wake of the events at Ablekumanov, their officials are on record to have vowed that there will be violence at Akwetia. Even as they call for action to be taken, they are threatening violence. Indeed, we all recall that it was in 2012 that then candidate Akufo-Addo openly praised the use of violence as a political tool when he said, Mr. Speaker, the same Nana Akufo-Addo is on record to have said, all die be died. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Kennedy Japan went on public radio. Honorable Kennedy Japan went on public radio and called on accounts to attack gas. Mr. Speaker, when he was prosecuted and released by a court, they carried him shoulder high and poured powder on him to celebrate those comments. People with this kind of record cannot possibly purport today to be opposed to terrorism and acts of violence. So, Mr. Speaker, let us have a discussion about sanitizing our politics. But let us eschew insincerity and duplicity in the discourse. Mr. Speaker, let us take firm action against those who threaten violence at elections. But let us not accept hypocrisy. Let us not accept the politics of convenience. That today it is
Honorable
our
member, your
and
time
so
is
all
up.
hell must break loose. Mr. Speaker, I am for strengthening the laws against electoral violence. Let the law take its full course.
Honorable,
no matter who
your
is
time
involved.
is up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Nitiwul.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I want to lend support to my leader for the statement that he made. And I do so knowing that, Mr. Speaker, as you all know, I had the privilege to serve as Minister for Defense for 8 years. And one of the cries, not just cry, one of the big concerns for my friends opposite was the fact that people were violent and we should do something about it. In fact, at every least occasion, they made sure that they made the whole world to understand that there was violence, whether it was election or a gathering, especially when we had opposing views. I'm very surprised today that you, after complaining like that and just getting power for 7 months, would unleash this type of violence in a by-election where we have just 19 polling stations. You asked the president then, Akufo-Addo, to do something. He enacted legislation. The MPP had vigilantes just like you. We disbanded all of them. That's why you didn't see them at Ablekuma. It is the reason you did not see them at Ablekuma. But you see, you should remember you are in government. You should remember you are in government. The safety of every citizen is in your hands. The safety of every citizen is in your hands. It's no more in the hands of the people here. Mr. Speaker, it is dangerous for people in government to be justifying violence. It is dangerous, especially ministers of state. The best you can do for the people of Ghana is not to speak. In fact, the best you can do for the people of Ghana is to ask the police to go out and arrest the people. Mr. Speaker, I am happy that this is live and Ghanaians are watching. Mr. Speaker, some people have forgotten. I'll remind us. He knows. Those who have been here for long know that in the Chirponi by-election, it's not somebody. I witnessed an individual take a gun and shoot 3 people. If not, colleagues, and Mr. Speaker, if not for the expertise of Professor Frumpong Boateng, those 3 people would have lost their lives. Mr. Speaker, I was in Talesi by-election. Mr. Speaker, we had to run for our lives. Mr. Speaker, I was a police station agent both in Chirponi and in Talasi. We had to, even though I was a police station agent, Mr. Speaker, I had to run for my life. Mr. Speaker, tax came and started shooting. Mr. Speaker, Ayawaso by-election, the same thing happened. People had to run for their lives. You ran. Some of you here ran for your lives. People here also ran for their lives. Mr. Speaker, Etiwa by-election, I was with my colleague, Honorable Kobi Dapo Mensah, in the car with Esiama, Honorable Esiama, the former MP. When we got to a police station, the young men blocked us. And they started shouting, Umuba, they should beat them. And when they saw the MPP flag, they said, we should go. Mr. Speaker, when we asked them why, they said that they had brought tax from Accra. Mr. Speaker, they said they had brought tax. Mr. Speaker, the young men told us, the young men in the police station told us that the people had brought tax from Accra and they wanted to teach those tax a lesson. No. Mr. Speaker, when you add up all these things, from the 2000 elections, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, when you add up all these things, the people of Ghana, including you, said we're all tired. And so we should do something about it. We came to this house to enact legislation to disband all vigilantes. Only to see that the NDC, maybe it's not the NDC, that is what we are calling. Mr. Speaker, only to see tax at Ablekuma, attacking people. Look, listen, this statement is not about Hawa Koomson. No. This statement is not about Honorable Hawa Koomson. We will not allow anybody to make it a statement of Hawa Koomson. No. All of us sitting here, our trade, Mr. Speaker, all of us sitting here, our trade is in the business of politics. Going to search for votes, going to convince people. We can all be victims. Mr. Speaker, we don't know the next person. We have a by-election. If we don't do something about it, we don't know the next person. Today is Hawa, and you are gloating over it. You are happy, you are jubilating. We don't know the next victim. Mr. Speaker, I say that I support the minority leader when he says that we should investigate in full just like it happened for the Ayawaso by-election. We set up a commission, people appeared on TV, we see people, and we are asking the president to do the same. Mr. Speaker, in the Ayawaso by-election, a statement was made on this floor. The NDC demanded full investigation, the government complied. Why are you running for investigation? Why? Why are you running away from conducting investigation? I want to state that we all saw the videos. We all saw the videos. Mr. Speaker, when the police station, which is the Methodist police station, the Hawa Koomson and her other colleagues were attacked, had close to 70 police people. Yes. By the time the attack came, the police people were about 30-something. Not one. These vigilantes were able to overpower state actors. That is the sad part of it. Mr. Speaker, if young people do not respect uniform, which is authority, and can attack a politician, it doesn't matter what is Hawa, it doesn't matter what is Nituwu, it doesn't matter what is Ayaga, but the fact that a policeman is wearing uniforms and young people can attack that person, we are all endangered species. We are all endangered species. Mr. Speaker, it is sad and it's frightening. They may be joking. Mr. Speaker, they may be joking. But you see, when you allow people to think that they have been pushed to the wall, you don't know how to react. It is sad and it's joking. We are joking. This country is a peaceful country. We should not allow a few individuals to disturb the peace of this country. We should not allow the few individuals to destroy this country. I go around looking for votes. That is my business. So if we have said that we cannot allow violence at a polling station, so be it. How can we as a country say that 19 polling stations and we allowed violence?
Conclude.
Mr. Speaker, this is a very important statement. Let's all be sober and reflect. Because if we don't, I always say, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, if we don't, my colleagues opposite, who have huge numbers in parliament, should remember that you are in government. Anything that bad happens is your record. Any black dot is your record. If somebody dies in an election, it's your record. If somebody gets maimed, it's your record. If somebody is beaten, it's your record. And please disband your vigilantes. If you don't, you will be asking other people to form vigilante groups, and you will not know the end. So, Mr. Speaker, I say Parliament should immediately, if the executive is refusing or does not get its acts together and launch a full-scale investigation, Parliament should do it. Because we know the faces of the individuals behind the crime. We know all the faces, all of them. The police should go, and crime does not have an expiry date. It can be 100 years.
Honorable
crime
member,
does
your
not
time
have
is
an
up.
expiry date. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, Honorable Adam Agwana, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this very important statement about election-related violence and the calls for justice. Mr. Speaker, as a member of Parliament, I join all discerning Ghanaians who are calling or who are condemning the violence that we saw at Ablekuma North last week, Friday. And Mr. Speaker, violence in election is a threat to our democracy. And we must all join hands to ensure that Ghanaians can go to the polls and vote for people that they wish to lead them without coming into contact with any act of violence. However, Mr. Speaker, I find it very, very intriguing that the call for justice and the condemnation of what happened at Ablekuma North is coming from the minority side. I say so because, just like my honorable colleague, the Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye has said, under the NPP regime from 2017 to 2024, we saw how almost every election organized under them was characterized by violence, and not just violence, Mr. Speaker, state-sponsored violence. Mr. Speaker, I stand here in this house today as a survivor of the January 2019 Ayawaso West Wugon by-election violence. Mr. Speaker, I went to the Legon Hall polling station as a national executive of the NDC, properly accredited by the Electoral Commission. Mr. Speaker, I had no weapon, not even a pen or paper. I had no weapon. I had no pepper spray. I only went to the polling station as a national executive accredited by the Electoral Commission to observe elections. But Mr. Speaker, men clad in national security apparel moved to me and attacked me. They did so in the presence of the military, and that is why I am surprised that the former defense minister, under whose watch we saw the military used for such pettiness, could today be demanding for investigation. What did he do when he was Minister for Defense? Mr. Speaker, right in front of the military, in front of the police, I was attacked in front of MPP national executives. I have records, their voices, pictures of MPP officials who praised and even mocked Sam George and I that they could have done better or the tax should have beaten us better. Mr. Speaker, I condemn violence, but my point is that he who calls for equity, if you cannot come with clean hands, at least hold a hand sanitizer. What happened to the recommendations of the Ayawaso West Wugon by elections? So today, if they sit in this chamber and pontificating and pretending as though this is the first time, Mr. Speaker, like I said, I went to the polling station with no weapon, and yet I was attacked. Mr. Speaker, in 2020, I was at Techiman South, again, as an observer. I saw how people in military uniform open gun on NDC supporters, and the videos are there. I can share for the records. So if today the preaching in this house is as though for the first time we have seen, and like I said, I also support the call that let's condemn violence. But like I'm saying, those who are calling for the justice should remember that just like the former minister said, crime has no expiry date. There are victims of Ayawaso West Wugon violence today. Some of them have been amputated. They are demanding for justice. All the families of the 8 people who died in the 2020 elections, their families are demanding for justice. Mr. Speaker, people who were brutalized in Banda during registration because they were Votarians and they were being prevented from registration right in front of us, their families are demanding for justice. Mr. Speaker, the families of the people that were brutalized in Kasua, including the people that Hawa Koomson herself admitted shooting at them, those families are equally calling for justice. If we want to see an end to electoral violence, as all of us are preaching, Mr. Speaker, let us stretch our hands in the investigative process and bring to book those men who are even easier to identify because they were in national security uniform. It means it was a state-sponsored vigilantism. All of them must be brought to book. And Mr. Speaker, that level of terrorism in our elections will stop. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I have seen that President Mahama is different. President Mahama is different because... Mr. Speaker, President Mahama is different because in his first 100 days, he instructed the IGP to open investigations into the killings in the 2020 elections. We are told that the reports are ready. President Mahama is committed to ensuring that everybody who has been a victim of any electoral malpractice or violence, all of those people will get the justice that they deserve. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by calling on the House, especially the Senate members of the House, to join me, pay a minute of silence in memory of Tuareg and the 8 people who lost their lives in the 2020 elections and all other people who lost their lives. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please, kindly resume your seats.
Mr. Speaker, please look my way.
Yes, honorable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on this very important subject matter. Mr. Speaker, let me also commend the learned leader for making this very important statement. Mr. Speaker, we know that the 11th of July will go down in history as one of the dark days of our democratic journey. Mr. Speaker, it is also the case that the event will also constitute a takeaway from our credentials, our democratic credentials. Mr. Speaker, anybody observing from an impartial stance or from an international observance will come to an irresistible conclusion that what happened is a minus in our democratic practice. Mr. Speaker, more worrying is when you would see fellow human beings reviewing the lives of their fellow human beings to a conclusion that they deserve an affliction that has occasioned them. Mr. Speaker, I was surprised to have seen my senior, the Member of Parliament for Pusiga, a female, who boldly reviewed the life of a fellow woman and came to a conclusion that she deserved the affliction that has come upon her. Mr. Speaker, I think that when men want to fight, they fight their colleague men. Mr. Speaker, you do not find men who fly in the air with all the strength in their bodies only to attack a woman. Mr. Speaker, it is also shameful when you would find leading members of government.
Honorable member, I'm pleading with them, but your language are so offensive. Yes. Yes, Honorable Haja. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, probably the honorable member didn't listen well when Obo Ajia was speaking. She didn't attack. Shut up over there, shut up.
Yes, she has said it.
Honorable Jerry Ahmed, you don't control the House, so you need to be recognized to speak. I am not happy about your gesture. Please kindly resume your seat.
Even though you are a leader, I'm your senior. You should know that. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable member, address the chair.
I'm a senior, and so you. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Ajia was telling this House the fact about what happened during your time. Honorable Hawa shot at people. So what you were saying was not an attack, but a fact of what actually happened. So do not say that she attacked Honorable Hawa. She didn't attack Honorable Hawa. She was just telling us the truth and nothing but the truth. Because an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Yes, Honorable Member, you have the floor. Honorable Member, your conduct violates the rules. Honorable Member. Honorable Member.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, with all due respect,
Mr.
if you do not have the floor, if you are not given the opportunity, you have no opportunity to speak. You are only allowed to speak when you catch the eye of the speaker. It is therefore very disorderly to just get on your feet and begin speaking. When such a thing happens, I will not hesitate to ask the marshal to walk you out of the chamber. Honorable Member, you have the floor. Honorable Member, you have the floor. You have the floor. Please, continue. Yes.
Speaker, you won't determine what I should say. Speaker, we have a responsibility as leaders to help you manage this House. Speaker, a while ago, I had drawn your attention to Order 1232. The word terrorism was used in this House, and you allowed it to pass. Speaker, a while ago, my colleague asked a member, she spoke into the microphone. Shut up. Speaker, we don't want this House to degenerate. I have been calm listening. Speaker, we want to pray your wisdom. If the marshal will be called.
Honorable members, what I intend to do is that I do not foresee comment on this statement generating debates.